Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99 back on the fight front once again. Make sure y'all subscribe. Just back with my post-fight thoughts and reaction to J.J. Aldrich versus Sabina Mazo. Damn, man. This is the second time I really had to use the word robbery. I hate using that word because I kind of feel like, a lot of people kind of cheapen the meaning of it. But for me, when I use it, I really feel like a fight is robbed. Like I said before, this wasn't a close fight to me. I felt like it was two rounds to one solidly for J.J. Aldrich. I feel like she secured both rounds, but they gave the decision, a split decision, to Sabina Mazo. Even if they made it a split decision, J.J. Aldrich's way, I still wouldn't have thought that was fair because I feel like they definitely couldn't give more than one round to Sabina Mazo. I really feel like J.J. Aldrich did enough to win this fight, and I'm not just saying that because, like I said, I'm a fan. I really feel like she executed a solid game plan in the first round, and she did more than enough to win the second round. It really wasn't until maybe like that minute and a half in the second round and the third round that Sabina Mazo really started to come on strong. So I really felt like the second round was controlled by J.J. Aldrich as well. Just going back and looking at the fight, the keys to victory that I said that both of these fighters had to do on Friday when I did my video, I felt like J.J. Aldrich, she really executed a lot of these things. She executed her 1-2 well. She executed the left hand well. I know that. She really executed that. And she did, use the jab well as well to mark up Sabina Mazo early. She always used her lateral movement. She was never really setting her feet. She kept moving. And every time she moved, like I said, she kept her feet planted, so whenever she stopped, she could get off some shots and move. She stayed a moving target, stayed moving to her left, and stayed out of the power zone of Sabina Mazo's head kick. She avoided a lot of the body shots early. And, she took the first round solid, just off of the jab and the straight left hand. She was really snapping Sabina Mazo's head back with these straight left hands. And, she read in the face of Sabina Mazo in the first round. And then to that second round, she started back with the same thing, moving to her left, staying out of the power zone of Sabina Mazo, making Mazo reset a lot. So Mazo just kind of had to follow her around. And again, like I said, Mazo, she's a taller, longer fighter, but she's still slower. She never really used her timing, or she never really cut the ring off early to really get anything off against J.J. Aldrich. She never really would stalk forward or kind of cut the octagon off until towards the end of the second round. And again, J.J. was just really popping these straight left hands off, snapping her head back, and she started to open up that nose by like the mid second round, and had Sabina Mazo busted up. But towards that end of the second round, whenever she got J.J. Aldrich into that clinch, this is where she needed to be. Like I said, make it ugly and dirty and use that clinch. When she got her into that tie clinch, man, she had her J.J. Aldrich's head like wrapped up, locked tight, and J.J. was really having a tough time getting out of there. And when she started firing off those knees to the body, I could tell even at that end of the second round that J.J. was kind of hurt. She had to kind of turn once and then kind of spin out, and she got free. And when they got to the fence, this is where J.J. was kind of getting hurt. She did get a little hurt towards the end of the round, but she made it out of the second round, and to me, still controlled most of it. It wasn't until the third round where it just was all Sabina Mazo. Whenever she had that clinch, made it a dirty fight, and really started getting those knees to the body. She even got some knees into the head on J.J. Aldrich. J.J. started leaking as well. It started to look a little bit like a back and forth fight, but I don't understand, like, if the judges didn't score the first and second rounds yet. I don't know how they do that, man, because it wasn't until the third round that I felt JJ was in trouble. I was like, well, she did enough to win these rounds, first two rounds. All she's got to do from here is just survive. I never felt like she was in trouble as far as losing the fight. She was in trouble of maybe getting stopped because finally Sabina Mazo turned her, she finally amped it up and she turned her game up and said, hey, I got to score a knockout to win. But she definitely didn't do enough to win on the cards. I mean, she did control that last round well. Like I said, used the knees to the body and, started landing some good shots towards the end when she finally cut the octagon off and cornered JJ and made it like an inside fight, like I said she needed to do. But overall, like I said, man, when they read that decision, I was just like, what? This was crazy, man. I was like, come on, man. JJ, she did enough to do this. And from here, man, that's just like discouraging or frustrating for any fighter. I try to understand for him because, all of that work was just taken away from you. And that's the definition of a robbery. Once you worked hard for something and to have it taken away from you, that's just not fair. It's just unfair because to me, Sabina Mazo, she did it. she didn't do enough to win this fight. JJ, you know, she executed a well-placed technical game plan in the first round. On into the second round, it wasn't until the end of the second round and on to the third that Sabina Mazo really came on strong. But shout out to Coach Sheldon Harris. I know he felt like Sabina did enough to win the fight because, you know, he's a fan of her. But I just got to be real, man, because, you know, I'm a fan of JJ, but I just feel like if Sabina did enough to win, I would agree. I would say that she did enough to win the fight. You know, I almost thought she was getting close to knocking JJ Aldrich out in the third round or stopping her. But to me, when that last round finished, I said, "Oh, JJ's got it in the bag. You know, it's no problem. She's got the win." But when they read that decision, I was just like, man, forget these judges, man. That's really wrong. I know that's got to be discouraging for JJ. But shout out to JJ, man. Hope she can come back. You know, get back in there again. Really, it's really hard to say, man. From here, she just got to knock people out. You know, she got to put them hands on people and just stop people from here on because they're not going to be fair with it, you know. So, yeah, man, that's all I got on this one, guys. Just hated to rant about this, man, but I just didn't think it was a fair decision. Let me know in the comment section y'all felt won this fight, JJ Aldrich or Sabina Mazo. I would like to see a rematch, but then again, I don't know because they'll probably do the same thing again, man. But, yeah, that's all I got on this one, guys. Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.